All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. With me is Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. 14th India-Japan Annual Summit to be held in New Delhi this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails role of media in promoting government programs. Home Minister Amit Shah to attend CRPF's Raising Day Parade in Jammu today. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann to expand his cabinet today. 10 AAP MLAs to be inducted as cabinet ministers. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina thanks Prime Minister Modi for evacuating Bangladeshi nationals from Ukraine. India advocates for Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention at United Nations Security Council. 35th Suraj Kund International Crafts Mela to begin today at Faridabad near Delhi. India's Lakshya Sen and doubles pair of Trisha Joly and Gayatri Gopichand advanced to the semi-finals of All England Badminton Championships. India to take on Bangladesh in the SAF Under-18 Women's Championships at Jamshedpur today. And in the ICC Women's World Cup match between India and Australia underway in Auckland. As we start the bulletin, we appeal to our listeners to stay safe from COVID-19 by following these 4 simple steps. Get fully vaccinated, wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The 14th India-Japan Annual Summit will be held in New Delhi today evening. At the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of Japan, Kishida Fumio, is arriving in New Delhi this afternoon for the India-Japan Annual Summit. Briefing made in New Delhi, MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said that the talk will provide opportunity to the two countries to further advance partnership for peace, stability and prosperity in Indo-Pacific region.
This summit will actually be the first meeting of these two leaders. As you would recall, the previous annual summits till then took place in Tokyo in October 2018. India and Japan have multifaceted cooperation within the ambit of their special strategic and global partnership. The summit will provide an opportunity for both sides to review and strengthen the bilateral cooperation in diverse areas, as well as exchange views on regional and global issues of mutual interest.
The previous India-Japan Annual Summit took place in Tokyo in October 2018. More from a correspondent.
The 14th India-Japan Annual Summit will be the first meeting of Mr. Modi and Mr. Kishida. India and Japan have multifaceted cooperation within the ambit of their spatial, strategic and global partnership. The summit will provide an opportunity for both sides to review and strengthen the bilateral cooperation in diverse areas. The leaders will also exchange views on regional and global issues of mutual interest so as to advance the partnership for peace, stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region and beyond. The summit could not be held in 2020 and 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Anupam Mishra, AR News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has inaugurated the year-long celebrations of the centenary year of Malayalam Daily Mathrubhumi through video conferencing. Speaking at the function, the Prime Minister paid tribute to all the leading personalities in the journey of the newspaper and said that the paper was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi and was born to strengthen India's freedom struggle. Prime Minister said people of this generation did not get an opportunity to sacrifice their lives to the freedom struggle, but this Amrit Kal gives us the opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India.
If Mathrubhumi was born during India's freedom movement, the centenary celebrations are taking place when India is making Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We did not have the opportunity to sacrifice our lives during the freedom struggle or for Swaraj. However, this Amrit Kal gives us the opportunity to work towards a strong, developed and inclusive India. For any nation to develop, making good policy is one aspect, but to enable the policies to succeed and to ensure that large-scale transformation take place, active participation from all walks of society is needed.
The Prime Minister said the media has played a very encouraging role in popularizing yoga, fitness and Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. The Prime Minister suggested media can amplify the efforts of highlighting the lesser-known events of the freedom struggle and unsung freedom fighters and places associated with the struggle. Exhorting Atmanirbhar Bharat, the Prime Minister said, powered by India's talented youth, our nation is moving towards Atmanirbharta or self-reliance. Prime Minister said the core of this principle is to make India an economic powerhouse that caters to domestic and global needs.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah will attend the Central Reserve Police Force CRPF's 83rd Raising Day Parade in Jammu today. Mr. Shah will address CRPF's annual 83rd Raising Day Parade at the Maulana Azad Stadium, Jammu. This is for the first time that the CRPF's Raising Day Parade is being held outside Delhi. Following the parade, the Home Minister is scheduled to chair a high-level security review meeting to be attended by the top brass of police, army, paramilitary forces and intelligence agencies. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann will expand his cabinet today. 10 Aam Aadmi Party MLAs will take oath as cabinet ministers. They include Harpal Singh Cheema, Dr. Baljeet Kaur, Harbhajan Singh ETO and Dr. Vijay Singla. Harpal Singh Cheema may be inducted as the Deputy Chief Minister. Punjab's newly elected MLAs include CM Mann, took oath as members of the Legislative Assembly on Thursday. Mr. Mann took oath on March 16th as Punjab Chief Minister at a ceremony in freedom fighter Bhagat Singh's village.
Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Indian government for evacuating Bangladeshi nationals who were stranded in the Sumy city of Ukraine. In a letter to PM Modi, Sheikh Hasina expressed her sincere thanks to Mr. Modi and the government of India for extending support and assistance in rescuing and evacuating Bangladeshi nationals stranded in Sumy Oblast. Bangladesh Prime Minister also extended holy greetings and expressed confidence that the two countries will continue to stand by each other. She said wholehearted cooperation that Government of India has been extending to Bangladesh is a testament to the unique and enduring relationship that the two countries have been enjoying over the years. The Centre has advised all states and union territories to focus on aggressive and sustained genome sequencing and intensified surveillance and keep an overall vigil on the COVID-19 situation. It has asked to observe all precautions and not let the guard down while resuming the economic and social activities. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan has written a letter to Chief Secretaries and administrators of all states and UTs in this regard. He said resurgence has been observed in COVID-19 cases across Southeast Asia and some countries in Europe. Mr. Bhushan emphasized that there should be continued focus on the five-fold strategy: test, track, treat, vaccination, and adherence to COVID-appropriate behavior.
More than 180 crore 97 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 15,77,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, a total of 2,528 new cases were reported in the country. The recovery rate is currently at 98.73%. The Ministry said a total of 3,997 people have recovered in the last 24 hours and the total recoveries touched over 4 crore 24 lakh and 58,000. BJP has announced the names of its candidates for Lok Sabha and Assembly by-polls. The party has fielded MLA Agni Mitra Paul from Asansol Lok Sabha seat. It has given ticket to Keya Ghosh for Baliganj Assembly seat in West Bengal. The party has fielded Baby Kumari from Bochahan seat in Bihar and Satyajit Nana Shivajirao Kadam from Kolhapur North Assembly seat in Maharashtra. The by-poll in these seats will be held on 12th of April. Nominations can be filed till 24th of this month.
BJP has announced its candidates for the biennial Rajya Sabha elections from Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Tripura. The party has fielded Pavitra Margarita from Assam, Dr. Sikendra Kumar from Himachal Pradesh, S. Fangnong Konyak from Nagaland and Professor Manik Shah from Tripura. Biennial Rajya Sabha election is scheduled to be held for 5 seats of Punjab, 3 seats of Kerala, 2 seats of Assam and 1 seat each in Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland and Tripura on the 31st of this month. Nominations can be filed till the 21st of March. In Manipur, the Kuki People's Alliance KPA, which got 2 seats in the recently concluded general elections, has extended unconditional support to the Bharatiya Janata Party BJP in the formation of a new government in the state. KPA President Tongmang Housekeep, along with 2 newly elected MLAs, submitted the letter of support to the Governor L.A. Ganesan at the Raj Bhavan in Imphal yesterday.
You're listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. 14th India-Japan Annual Summit to be held in New Delhi this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails role of media in promoting government programs. Home Minister Amit Shah to attend CRPF's Raising Day Parade in Jammu today. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann to expand his cabinet today. 10 AAP MLAs to be inducted as cabinet ministers. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina thanks Prime Minister Modi for evacuating Bangladeshi nationals from Ukraine. India advocates for Biological and Toxic Weapons Convention at United Nations Security Council. 35th Surajkund International Crafts Mela to begin today at Faridabad near Delhi. India's Lakshya Sen and doubles pair of Triza Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand advanced to semi-finals of All England Badminton Championships. India to take on Bangladesh in SAF Under-18 Women's Championships at Jamshedpur today. And an ICC Women's World Cup match between India and Australia underway in Auckland. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए लीजिए आकाशवाणी का सहयोग और दीजिए उसे बुलंदियों के पंख।
आपका बिजनेस लोकल है या राष्ट्रीय, आकाशवाणी देती है उपभोक्ताओं तक पहुंचने का हर विकल्प।
और अब तो आप घर, दफ्तर या दुकान पर बैठे बैठे कर सकते हैं आकाशवाणी के किसी भी केंद्र के लिए विज्ञापनों की बुकिंग। आकाशवाणी के विभिन्न चैनलों पर विज्ञापन देना सुलभ और सस्ता। बुकिंग है तो संपर्क करें 8700014242 पर।
8700014242।
Welcome back. You're listening to the morning news. India at the United Nations Security Council UNSC has advocated the Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention BTWC, saying that it is important to ensure its implementation in letter and spirit. New Delhi said India attaches high importance to BTWC as a key global and non-discriminatory disarmament convention prohibiting an entire category of weapons of mass destruction. India's Deputy Permanent Representative R. Ravindra at the UNSC briefing said it is important to ensure full and effective implementation of the BTWC in letter and spirit.
India attaches high importance to the Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention as a key global and non-discriminatory disarmament convention prohibiting an entire category of weapons of mass destruction. It is important to ensure full and effective implementation of the BTWC in letter and spirit. We also believe that any matter relating to obligations under the convention should be addressed as per the provisions of the convention and through consultations and cooperation between the parties concerned.
BTWC is a disarmament treaty that effectively bans biological and toxin weapons. Meanwhile, expressing concern over the ongoing situation in Ukraine, India welcomed the latest round of diplomatic talks between Russia and Ukraine. Mr. Ravindra said, "We believe that an immediate cessation of hostilities and diligent pursuance of a path of dialogue and diplomacy are the only ways forward."
We welcome the latest round of diplomatic talks between the Russian Federation and Ukraine. We believe that immediate cessation of hostilities and diligently pursuing the path of dialogue and diplomacy is the only way forward. It is important to undertake this engagement, keeping in mind the need to respect the principles of the UN Charter, international law, sovereignty and territorial integrity of states.
Indian Embassy in Ukraine has issued an advisory for the Indians in the war-torn country. It said the Embassy of India continues to function and can be contacted through email cons1.kyiv@mea.gov.in. The embassy in the advisory said 24/7 helpline numbers are functional on WhatsApp for assistance. The numbers are +380933559958, +919205290802, and +917428022564.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, in a phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin, called for an immediate ceasefire in Ukraine and a diplomatic solution to the conflict as soon as possible. However, the Kremlin said Mr. Putin told Scholz that Ukraine was trying to delay the negotiation process in every way possible, putting forward more unrealistic proposals. Mr. Putin in the call said Moscow is ready to search for solutions to the Russia-Ukraine conflict during negotiations with the Ukrainian side. The Russian leader also told his German counterpart that they were doing everything possible to save the lives of civilians. Notably, Ukrainian and Russian delegations have held several rounds of negotiations in a bid to broker a solution to the conflict between the two countries. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
On the 19th of March 1944, Azad Hind Fauj hoisted the national flag on Indian mainland in Manipur. Colonel Shaukat Malik hoisted the tricolour in Moirang with the help of Manipuris, including Mairambam Koirang Singh and others who were members of the INA.
The flag, adopted by Subhash Chandra Bose in 1943, was a variant of the Purna Swaraj flag that included the words Azad on the saffron band on the top, Hind on the bottom green band, and in the centre white band, a springing tiger in lieu of Gandhiji's charkha, symbolizing INA's strength and their indomitable will to fight.
The Indian National Army was originally founded by Captain Mohan Singh in Singapore in September 1942 with Japan's Indian prisoners of war in the Far East with the support of the Indian Independence League, headed by expatriate nationalist leader Rash Bihari Bose. The Liberation Army was revived with the arrival of Subhash Chandra Bose in 1943. In July, at a meeting in Singapore, Rash Bihari Bose handed over the control of the organization to Subhash Chandra Bose.
Bose was able to reorganize the army and gained massive support among the expatriate Indian population in Southeast Asia. They lent support financially as well as by enlisting in the Indian National Army. At its height, INA consisted of about 85,000 troops, including a separate women's unit, the Rani of Jhansi Regiment, headed by Captain Lakshmi Swaminathan. INA fought along with the Imperial Japanese Army against the British and Commonwealth forces in the campaigns in Burma, Imphal and Kohima.
We also remember freedom fighter Narayan Bhaskar Khare, who was born on the 19th of March 1884 in Panvel, Maharashtra.
Khare, a medical doctor by profession, was member of Indian National Congress from 1916 to 1938. He was the president of the Central Provinces Provincial Congress Committee, Harijan Sevak Sangh, Nagpur, and a member of the All India Congress Committee for several years. He was also the founder and editor of nationalist Marathi paper Tarun Bharat. Khare resigned from the Legislative Council in pursuance of the mandate by the Lahore Congress and was imprisoned for participating in the civil disobedience movement. After the 1937 elections, Khare became the first premier of the newly formed Central Provinces and Berar.
During the Quit India movement in 1942, a crowd in Ashti and Chimur killed some policemen, and 30 people were tried and sentenced to hang.
Khare formed the Capital Punishment Relief Society to help the people of Ashti and Chimur. Khare was a member of the Viceroy's Executive Council from May 1943 to July 1946, where he was in charge of the Commonwealth Relations Department. Later, Khare also served as a member of the Constituent Assembly. Khare became a member of the Lok Sabha from Gwalior in 1952 and served till 1955. He later settled in Nagpur and died in 1970. We salute the great nationalist.
We also remember martyr Muhammad Khan, a resident of Delhi who participated in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. Khan took active part in fighting against the advancing British army in Delhi and was captured by British troops after reoccupation of Delhi. He was accused of rebellion against British rule and executed by hanging on the 19th of March 1858. We salute the great son of soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास। तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार प्रसारित कर रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
The 35th Surajkund International Crafts Mela will begin today at Faridabad near Delhi. The fair, which will continue till the 4th of April, will be inaugurated by Haryana Governor Bandaru Dattatreya and Chief Minister Manohar Lal this evening. A report.
In this fair, Jammu and Kashmir is participating as a theme state which is showcasing its unique culture and rich heritage through various art forms and handicrafts. Replicas of Vaishno Devi Temple, Amarnath Temple, Apna Ghar representing architecture from Kashmir and commemorative gate of Mubarak Mandi Jammu will be the main attractions of this year's Mela. More than 20 countries are participating in the event and the partner nation is Uzbekistan. The fair will remain open for public from 12:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The low-pressure area formed over southeast Bay of Bengal and adjoining South Andaman Seas moving ahead northwest and likely to transform into a storm cyclone by the 21st of March. Thereafter, it is likely to reach northeast to Bangladesh and North Myanmar coast around 22nd March. In Andaman and Nicobar Islands, heavy rain and gusty winds are predicted for the next 2 to 3 days. Wind speed is likely to go up to 90 km per hour. Rough sea condition is estimated. Meanwhile, light rainfall was observed in Port Blair yesterday. Taking precautionary measures, all tourism activities in A&N Islands remain suspended till 22nd March from today onwards. All schools remain closed today. In view of forming a cyclone, Chief Secretary Jitendra Narayan took a review meeting and directed all line departments to be on high alert and ensure proper arrangement in place to handle any emergency situation.
Well, time now for sports news. In badminton, India's Lakshya Sen and doubles pair of Teresa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand advanced to the semi-finals of the All England Championships yesterday. World Championships bronze medalist Sen cruised into the men's singles semi-final after his Chinese opponent Liu Guangzhou gave a walkover. 20-year-old Sen will face the winner of the match between Malaysia's 6th seed Lee Zijia and Japan's 2nd seed Kento Momota in the semi-final. Indian women's doubles pair moved into the last 4 after beating Korean world number 2 Lee So-hee and Shin Seung-chan 14-21, 22-20, 21-15. In the SAF Under-18 Women's Championships, India will take on defending champions Bangladesh in their second match at Jamshedpur today. Both India and Bangladesh got off to a flying start to the SAF Under-18 Women's Championship, the former winning 7-0 against Nepal, while the latter defeated the same side 4-2. After this result, both India and Bangladesh occupy the top 2 spots on the table with 3 points apiece.
In ICC Women's ODI World Cup, the 18th match of the tournament is underway between India and Australia at Eden Park in Auckland of New Zealand. The Australia women have opted to bowl first after winning the toss. This is the 200th one-day international match for Jhulan Goswami, and she was presented a cap before the start of the match to mark the occasion. So far, the Mithali Raj Indian team have played 4 matches, winning 2 and losing as many. All India Radio is broadcasting running commentary of the match. South Africa and Australia, who both have 4 wins from as many games, are at the top of the table with 8 points each and are certain to make it to the last 4. The fight for the next 2 spots will be between India, West Indies and New Zealand.
Indian national men's hockey team will resume their FIH Pro League campaign with a 2-leg tie against Argentina in Bhubaneswar from today. After the 2-legged contest against Spain, India will square off against Argentina today and tomorrow at the Kalinga Hockey Stadium in Bhubaneswar.
The Senior National Weightlifting Championships 2021-22 for men and women will be held at Bhubaneswar in Odisha from today. Railway Sports Promotion Board, the sports arm of the Indian Railways, has sent a strong contingent from Indian Railways in this championship. Indian Railways men team have been winners in the National Weightlifting Championships continuously for the last 4 years, and the Railways women team have been winners in the last 2 national championships. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. Srinagar will have partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. Temperature will hover between 10 and 20 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature is 24 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 32 degrees. Leh is likely to have mainly clear sky. The minimum and maximum temperature will hover between 1 and 15 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. The temperature will hover between 9 and 30 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature is 16 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 30 degrees. The national capital Delhi is likely to have mainly clear sky. The temperature will vary between 20 and 36 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will also have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature is 23 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 34 degrees. Chennai is likely to have partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between 24 and 35 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature is 25 degrees Celsius and a maximum of around 36 degrees. Guwahati will have partly cloudy sky, and Itanagar will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thundershowers.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. The hard copy of the newspapers being not available this morning on account of the Holi festival yesterday, today's press comments are taken from the e-papers. Time to talk, says Zelensky, over 6.5 million displaced in Ukraine, headlines the Hindustan Times. Ghulam Nabi Azad meets Sonia Gandhi, G23 seeks greater say in Congress, writes the Times of India. Over 3 lakh doses of COVID vaccine given to children aged 12 to 14 years on day 1, reports the Pioneer. Punjab government to launch anti-corruption helpline on March 23rd, CM Bhagwant Mann informs the Asian Age. Biden warns Xi against China supporting Russia in Ukraine, states the Hindu. On the discounted crude oil from Russia, the Indian Express writes, oil-sufficient countries need not advise on Russian imports, says India. And finally, the Kashmir Files director, Vivek Agnihotri, gets Y category security. Well, the Tribune writes it is done after the filmmakers increased threat perception after the release of the movie.
And now, before I end the bulletin, the headlines once again. 14th India-Japan Annual Summit to be held in New Delhi this evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails the role of media in promoting government programs. Home Minister Amit Shah to attend CRPF's Raising Day Parade in Jammu today. Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann to expand his cabinet today. 10 AAP MLAs to be inducted as cabinet ministers. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina thanks Prime Minister Modi for evacuating Bangladeshi nationals from Ukraine. India advocates for Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention at United Nations Security Council. 35th Suraj Kund International Crafts Mela to begin today at Faridabad near Delhi. India's Lakshya Sen and doubles pair of Trisha Jolie and Gayatri Gopichand advance to the semi-finals of All England Badminton Championships. India to take on Bangladesh in the SAF Under-18 Women's Championship at Jamshedpur today. And in the ICC Women's World Cup, match between India and Australia underway in Auckland. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.